Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back. It's good to have you here. It's, of course, your your friendly herdsman here with another commentary, a little more Titanfall action. Hopefully a few of you are looking forward to this, the ongoing kind of Titanfall multiplayer gameplay up here on the channel. Hopefully some of you that aren't, really followers of this content, or at least enjoying the montages. They're always fun to do, And I have a new one already complete. Probably get to it sometime, release it. I mean, I just released one. I don't want to release them too closely together, So I'll probably wait a week or so and then get that up here on the channel as well. And we are heading to Nexus this round, though. It's a little attrition gameplay. A great, real, just beautifully elegant approach onto this massive... This is a big battlefield. It feels big. I wasn't really a big fan of this map the first few times I played it. It's got some scale to it. It's got some real tall buildings, that can be tough. It can be tough to find your way around up here effectively and, elegantly. That's certainly a factor for me, elegance, when you're moving in a game like this. And it's something that I hope to improve upon as I continue to play and get better and just discover different lines and feel more comfortable kind of working the vertical, and just these routes, types of routes that you're only going to find in a game like this, up on the side of a building and through a window and killing a guy on your way through, it's just just beautiful, pulling stuff like that off is really what I try to strive for, it takes a little time, right? Anyway, let's take a look at the weapon here. This was a pretty solid round for me. I've been trying to settle in nicely with this Hemlock. It's a burst fire rifle. I've spent some time with it as I mount this building. With my teammate put a little crazy fire my way. He was obviously a little on the edge of that building, a little paranoid. But the Hemlock, I'm starting to really settle in nicely with it now. I've unlocked, well, right now I'm wielding the, what is that? That's the hollow scope. And I have the Starburst. A great little boot to the nuts there to put down the GG here. That's what I'm going to call him. He really is the boss player on the other team. The guy that has to be, kept in check. It wasn't just this round. It was others prior to this. And after this, I just took notice that he really was a guy that needed to be dealt with, Otherwise, he's gonna deal with you, and you ain't gonna like it. Some nice tracking on multiple targets here, and I finally do get up this Nexus sign, up to the bamboo shoots, and put down the awesome man. I don't know if that's his name, or if that's what he was saying when I came up there and snapped his neck. That was awesome, man. Just plain awesome. Yes, it was, wasn't it? This is a great location. I'm glad I stumbled across this. I had no idea this was really right here, and it tucked away, and probably as effective up there as a sniper nest, lots of great lines of sight, I would imagine. So a guy with a cloaked sniper, or with a cloak suit, or the cloak ability, and a sniper rifle, or G2A4, something like that with some range, with a good scope on it, could probably do some serious damage up there. And well, you saw awesome man trying to pull that off. Anyway, I should get in. We'll take a look at I'll finish the pilot rundown a little bit later on. We'll get into this Atlas build here. It's the first time, I'm pretty sure, with the exception of maybe a clip or two in the montage, the first time we're really seeing the arc cannon up here on the channel being wielded. Again, this is something else I really didn't care for the first time I picked it up, tried using it, but I think it's probably an acquired taste, I thought it was just a piece of garbage, I was going into these battles with other Titans and just getting getting spanked, But it's not as bad a weapon as I initially thought, but I really don't know how to describe it. I'm pretty sure that the lightning, the electricity will fire through multiple targets. Obviously, you can see that it's chargeable for more damage. It will bypass shields. It will deplete shields rather quickly as well. It will bypass the vortex shield, for the most part, or at least drain it, something like that. So it's pretty effective. It's great for dealing with specters and stuff. It almost seems as though when you hit a specter that's in a cluster of specters, the electricity will arc between them, and take multiple targets out. That's just something I noticed. But then there's sometimes like that right there where it felt like I was right on the mark with the fire of the weapon, even though it was semi-charged up. It seemed like I had a pretty clean shot on GG there. But it just wasn't enough to do any damage, or at least put him down. I had to bring in the cluster missile, the big guns. I had to bring it in. Anyway, a quick little eject out of there, looking to catch him and you know, kind of tangle him up and get him doomed with the nuclear ejection. I'm not actually sure if I have. No, I don't have the nuclear ejection on there, so it was kind of a bad play there, and an even worse play getting on that zip line, as I made myself easy pickings for a little chain gun fire. But, you know, trying to get a little creative. Anyway, you see I'm back in here with the pilot rundown, you know, the pilot loadout one more time. Let's finish running this down. So it's the Hemlock, the hollow sights on there, or the hollow scope, the Starburst burst fire. What this gun initially starts out as is a 3-round burst fire rifle, and what the Starburst attachment does is that it's really valuable because it ups that burst count to 5 rounds per burst. So it's that much more effective a tool now once you begin to settle in with it. Once you get that attachment unlocked, you're probably going to be, you know, smiling next time you pull your gun out, right? Anyway, you saw that. See, I've got the charge rifle in hand right now. We're not really doing too much work with it here. But you're going to see some good work with it in the new montage, I'll say that much. Also, sidearm is the B3 Wingman. We'll see that get pulled out before the round ends as well. It's like a high-powered revolver with a really slow rate of fire. The last little bit I have in here, well, obviously, you've seen the kind of the active radar pulse, my satchel or C4 charges. And as far as perks go, I have the power cell in there, which is reloading my active radar pulse a little bit faster, and warpfall transmitter, which is allowing the Titans that I call in to come in that much faster. You know, so if I'm trying to line up a guy for, you know, an enemy Titan with a kind of a death from above Titanfall, the warpfall transmitter is going to help make that happen. You know, the Titan will come in that much quicker. It'll give the enemy less time to actually move out of the way and get out of there. So you can see I've been playing it pretty well. I mean, again, I think I said I didn't really care for this map the first few times I played it, but now that I've spent a little bit more time with this game, finding my way around here and getting up to the top of some of these buildings, I just felt like I'd end up at the base of some of these buildings and not quite sure the best route up. You know, I think that's part of the issue, and it's very, you know, grid-like. If you get stuck down one side street in a Titan and you want to circle around the battlefield, you actually have to walk the length of most of those streets to come around kind of the quadrant or the grid, you know, come around the grid to a new road. So it can be, you can really get, there's some real barriers in crossing this map, and especially in the Titans, you know, more than anything else. Anyway, let's finish running down this build as well. It's the Atlas chassis, the arc cannon, electric smoke, cluster missile. The faster autoloader is bringing up my clusters that much quicker, and the core extenders is in there to keep my my cores going a little bit longer. The damage core is what the Atlas wields. So there we go. So match pretty well winding down at this point, but it was a pretty good run. And I was kind of pleased with this, especially considering the weapons. You know, the Hemlock, the weapons in the map. All three of these things, like, I knew I wanted to get good with the Hemlock, but it can be a little tricky to use to first pick up and get accustomed to, being that it's a burst fire rifle. Going up against those full auto guys can be tricky, you know. And again, the arc cannon is kind of the same way. If I still have matches now where I'll pick the thing up, I'll drop the Atlas in, I'll hop in the sucker, and then I'll go squaring off against just 2 Titans even, and just get slapped down really quickly. I don't know what it is. Sometimes this weapon just doesn't seem to do the job, you know. But sometimes it's real satisfying when you just start decimating the field with this damn arc cannon, you know. And of course the map, I'm starting to get a little more familiar, feel a little bit more at home here at the Nexus, you know, the Nexus of the universe. Anyway, here we go into the epilogue. We run now 300 to 251, so a relatively close game as I try and work, you know, my teammate Get Temper, and myself. We try and work this enemy Titan at the end of the street. He moves in, you know, being the big ogre that he is, moves in there and just starts, you know, feeding them some fisticuffs while I sit back and wield a little thunder and lightning back here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it's time to get elevated. I want to get up here as high as I can, try and block off any passage into this dropship when it finally does arrive, and that's precisely what I do. And of course, I'm chasing the wrong dropship here. There she is, there she be, and the team already putting a little fire that way. Now I'm watching radar here. I'm looking for where are they going to approach from, you know, and I found them. He's trying to mount this gun kind of foolishly, and again, he's suffering from the same issues that I was suffering from when I first kind of played this map a few times. And of course, there's the wingman that I talked about. I said she would make an appearance before the round did end, and I did not lie about that. But you saw Awesome Man down at the base of that building, just having a really difficult time trying to mount the sucker and get to the dropship. And of course, you learn how to do it through experience, you know, and that's a great map once I started to get my bearings in there and discover the different lines. And of course, once you understand kind of the momentum, how to both gain and hold your momentum when you're off, you know, using your thrusters, doing the double jumps and the wall runs and all the parkour, you know, all of that jazz. So anyway, there we go. Pretty solid game for me. 12 kills. Didn't take any Titans down, but again, that arc cannon, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's not. I don't find it all that effective. I mean, it is. You can, if you use it correctly, Titan on Titan battle, you can probably do pretty good. You know, and I have. I'm not gonna deny. I'm not gonna lie about that. I seemed to be running side by side with Titans or with somebody just in tow often when I was squaring off against other Titans. So I would imagine, like even you saw it right at the end there with that Gat Temper fella rushing down the street looking to take that kill while I was just kind of chipping away at him from a distance. You know, so that's just the way it went with me. I wasn't able to get the killing blow, the decisive blow on any of those Titans. So 12 pilots, 0 Titans, but a lot of minions taken down there with 34. That's a big chunk of score right there. 2 deaths, so they were held in check, and quite pleased with those 82 attrition points right below me, old Gat Temper Jr. Oh god, there's 2 of them in here with Gat Tempers. You gotta watch out for from the family Gat Temper. Yes, anyway, Gat Temper Jr. 16 pilot kills, big number there, and following that up with 2 Titans, and of course the 8 minions, 5 deaths, great numbers there, you know. 81 attrition points. Calypsian 10, 2, 15, and 4 with 64 attrition points, and Gat Temper Senior here with 58 attrition points. A lot of that coming from some big Titan takedowns, a lot of Titan work, a lot of minion work, not much in the kind of the pilot column, and deaths were reasonable considering the rest of the numbers that he produced there. Down on the bottom level, I have to mention a GG here. I don't know what his name is supposed to be exactly. I'm just going to call him GG. And 83 attrition points, beautiful numbers there. 12, 3, 22, and 5. Nice, well-rounded columns, you know. So, an Awesome Man there, doing a little, I think it was probably G2A4 work, you know. He was dressed up as the sniper, but I don't think he was actually carrying the big gun, you know. So, 55 attrition points there. Deaths got out of check for him, and that's kind of, that goes hand in hand with wielding, you know, dressing up in your sniper suit from time to time. You know, when you're wielding something that's single shot against guys in a game like this with the runner gunners, you know, it can be tough. He tried to get tricky up there in them bamboo shoots on top of the Nexus sand, but I was on to you, sir, and actually discovered that location in the process, so that was kind of nice. Anyway, I should probably wrap it with that, rambling on a little bit too long here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you all are looking forward to the next Titanfall, both the next Titanfall gameplay video, but also the next Titanfall montage that'll be coming out probably next week, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, again, thanks for stopping by. I hope you'll thumb this up, show a little support, and until next time, you know it. Remember why it hurts. Later.